Shooting that happened at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut was one of the worst tragedies to ever happen in this world. It was a traumatic time for the United States to witness, let alone the rest of the world. In this speech, I will talk about the details of the shooting, such as how many people were killed and who the victims were. Also, I will tell you a brief history about the terrible person that shot all of these people. Last but not least, I will then tell you my own thoughts on this horrible tragedy that happened. It was a town in Connecticut where this awful shooting took place. A boy named Adam Lanza, 20 years old, is the person that committed these murders in the Sandy Hook Elementary School. Adam grew up with his mother and father, Nancy and Peter Lanza, and his older brother Ryan. Adam suffered from a sensory integration disorder and later found out that he also suffered from Asperger's syndrome. This particular syndrome is said to affect a person's ability to socialize and communicate effectively with others. Children with Asperger's syndrome typically exhibit social awkwardness and an all-absorbing interest in specific topics. This explained Adam Lanza to a T. According to classmates, Adam was one to never talk to peers, nor share any interest in social events at school. He felt deeply uncomfortable when he was around others and admired being alone all of the time. Although Adam acquired good grades throughout the 2 years in high school and in college, he later dropped out of both schools. His parents later divorced in the year of 2010, and Nancy had planned to move her and Adam away from their lifelong home. However, they never moved away, and 2 years later, this horrible shooting took place. It was December 14th, 2012. Adam Lanza was said to have killed his mother, Nancy Lanza, at home before he traveled to the elementary school. The principal of Sandy Hook Elementary had previously ordered a new security system to be installed that required visitors to be visibly identified as well as buzzed in by somebody else. The doors of this school are also locked by 9:30 a.m. Adam Lanza was said to have used an assault weapon to literally shoot an entrance inside of this school. Minutes later, Adam shot and killed 20 kindergartners and first graders, ages ranging from 6 to 7 years old, as well as 6 adults. A total of 26 people that this young man killed, as well as himself. The day that this shooting took place was one of the worst days to go down in history. I was working at the time when this horrible event happened. I worked at a hotel and was helping put away breakfast when the reporting of this tragedy blew up all over the news. I could not help but start crying soon after I heard what happened on the television. To think that it could ever happen, or to think that it could have happened to any one of our families is just an emotional thought that I could not bear. It absolutely disgusts me to know that someone can honestly kill innocent children and adults for no reason at all. Yes, Adam Lanza suffered from a mental illness, but that does not give him any right to commit such an awful, awful tragedy like this. It affected so many people throughout the world, but mainly the United States. President Obama even gave an emotional speech that day expressing that our nation's hearts are broken. My heart broke for each and every one of those poor victims and their families. There is no justice at all for what this monster did. And if it was up to me, I would bring him back here just to execute him all over again. I know how many people feel the same way as me and would love to see this young man suffer for what he did. Committing suicide was just an easy way out for him. When conducting my 10 surveys, I found that not many people remembered what the shooter's name was, nor did they remember what his mother's name was. Also, many people did not know how many people this man had shot. They did, however, know exactly what massacre I was talking about and knew what state that this tragedy took place in. One of the questions I put on the survey had to do with the other massacre that also happened in 2012, the Colorado shooting at the opening night of Batman in the Century Movie Theater. That was another tragic day to go down in history. The reason why I brought attention to the Batman massacre was to explain that there is no reason for these murders to happen. Both the Sandy Hook shooting and the Batman shooting should have never happened, and I wish I could go back in time and change everything for these poor people that had to suffer through all of this pain. I would like to point out, however, that although these two massacres hit the United States and the entire world very hard, when hearing about them, there are still massacres that go on each day that either go undetected or are not brought to surface by the media. and we need to put a stop to all of this.